I'm here with the Raptor Center. I work at the Raptor Center. I'm so lucky. And we are here doing a Facebook Live. This is my very first Facebook Live, so we'll see how it goes. But I wanted to tell you just very briefly about the Raptor Center. We are on the St. Paul campus at the University of Minnesota, so just in case you want to come visit us, which I hope you do. And I'm going to be your tour guide today, and I am definitely a lifelong naturalist and a raptor lover, and I'm hoping you're going to enjoy what we're going to show you today. The Raptor Center, if you've heard of us, you've mostly heard of us because of our world-renowned rehabilitation clinic, which is actually below us where we are right now. And we see close to 1,000 injured and orphaned raptors every single year. But the Raptor Center also does some other things too. We are also a teaching institution. We're part of the University of Minnesota, so we do a lot of teaching with veterinarians and vet students. And a lot of other folks that really are interested in learning about raptor rehabilitation. But the other piece that we do is a lot of education for K through 12 groups and other community organizations. You'll find us at the State Fair, a lot of other places, libraries. And we do that with our group of 30 ambassador birds that we use and all host of volunteers that help us out with that. Well, before I go too much farther, I do want to introduce our executive director, Dr. Julia Ponder.
Hello, welcome to the Raptor Center. We are so pleased to have this opportunity to show you the newly renovated Susan Wilder Visitor Center. This has been renovated due to the generosity of donors who have supported us, and we're very grateful. The tour will begin in a minute, but before we do that, before I go, Max and I have a special message for you. This is Max, and today is Give to the Max Day. Max and her raptor friends need your support. They need you to help to go today to meet our match. We have a $54,000 match, which means that your gifts will be matched fully up to $54,000. For more information, please go to theraptorcenter.org and see if you can help Max meet the match. Thank you, and back to Gail.
I love seeing Max. She's so wonderful. And believe me, she was named Max long before the Give to the Max Day started. So I'm just telling you, it was perfect when we started doing this several years ago. Well, I'm lucky enough to show you a little bit more about our visitor center. All of it donation supported, so very, very thankful for that. But I want to start at the beginning, which is if you come to the Raptor Center, you would be coming through these doors here. And if you look at these doors, they look like they have lots of birds on them, and they do, or images of birds. So before we started down the road of renovating our visitor center, one of the things we've noticed over the years that glass, during the fall and the spring, our entry glass often would have songbirds that would hit the windows. These are birds that are on their migration south or on their migration back north again. Well, we knew with this renovation that we really wanted to address this. And we were able to do that. This is the same glass that was here before, but we have an application of film on the outside. Now, the images we chose on purpose. And way up in the corner over there, there is a silhouette of a falcon. For years and years and years, people have known that windows are a problem for birds. So they would put up stickers of a silhouette of a falcon. Of course, being a raptor and a predator, the theory was, or the thinking was, that it would scare the birds away from the window and then the birds would not hit the window. It didn't work, or does not work very well, and it doesn't work very well because you need images closer together. Well, it looks like we do have a few visitors coming in the door. We're going to let them come on through, and I'm going to continue to talk about our windows here. So we know now through lots and lots of research about windows that you need images that are anywhere between about 2 and 3 inches apart to really be an effective deterrent for birds hitting windows. Birds hit windows because they do not see the glass. So we need to make an image so that it breaks up the glass, so it so they don't see the reflection in the glass. We chose to use that falcon way up there as part of our image, and this falcon is diving on a whole host of birds called a murmuration. And we chose that image not only because it's something that you can see happen in the wild, but because, of course, we're the Raptor Center, and we helped with the restoration of peregrine falcons in the Midwest. So it's a big part of our history. Well, now, once you know about the windows, you kind of come right into the main part of our visitor center here. And if you take a look around, there's a lot of new things. So if you've been to the Raptor Center before and you haven't been here lately, you need to come back because we have changed a lot. Now, the first thing I want you to notice, or that most people notice, is that we have this beautiful mural up above. This mural, this photograph was taken by Wabasha, and of course Minnesota is known for lakes and rivers, water. So I wanted to have water as a part of this mural. In this mural you will see we've got an eagle, we've got peregrine falcon, we have red-tailed hawk, turkey vultures, all raptors. You may not see them all in a scene like this if you were standing on a bluff near Wabasha, but we wanted to have some raptors that you would see near Wabasha so we can interpret them and talk about them. And also in this mural, there's actually a great horned owl. Now I don't know if you've seen it as we've been panning around, and if you haven't, that's another reason to come to the Raptor Center to find that great horned owl. I do want to stop here where the eagle is. This eagle that's in the mural is bringing in a fish to our nest that has an adult and 2 chicks in it. The 2 chicks here would be about 3 weeks old if they were real. They're actually 3D printed and custom painted. The person that we've used for a lot of our graphics and also our interpretive pieces like this nest, Carlin Iverson, is the one who got these 3D printed, painted, and then also installed. Now, if you look, you can see our beautiful sign for our new visitor center, the Susan Wilder Visitor Center, but it is attached to our white pine. It's not real, but the bark was molded off of real white pine. And there are other little fun things to find in the tree. We're going to show you one of them. So if you come close, there is a screech owl. And screech owls are cavity nesters, so you would find them in a cavity. And if you open this secret little door, you can see some of the baby screech owls that are in there. One of the things that you can discover in our discovery tree. Now, if we move back into the lobby, I want to point out a couple other things. One of them is our windows. We don't have a lot of main floor space here, so we used everything to our advantage, and one of the pieces that we wanted to use was our windows. So the anthropogenic causes here, the love 'em and leave 'em, the window pane, crash course, toxic territory, and targeted, trapped, and tangled are all about all the different things that can possibly happen to raptors in our urban environments that may cause them to come here to the Raptor Center and have a stay in our rehabilitation clinic. And so in this, we talk about what the problem is, we talk about some of the things down in the clinic that we have seen, and then what you can do to help not have that happen. Whether it's taking down Halloween decorations that are outside or taking down soccer nets when you're not using them. There's a lot of different things you and I can do to help these birds in our neighborhoods. But if you turn around where we started, this is brand new. This just got installed, maybe a week ago. This is our patient care game. We want people to understand a lot more about what happens down in our clinic. So if you come around, we have a welcome to the Raptor Center, and then we have an introduction to the care game. And it is a game because we have one of 6 patient cards that you can pick up. On the back, it tells you a little bit about how the bird was found and what the bird's injury might possibly be. And then, once you have that information, information, then we start going through the game. So then it's, well, how do we assess what might be going on? What are the first steps? What do we do? How do we use our observation skills? Once we have this general information, we're going to go to this side and we will find the information that matches our card. So this is number 1, which happens to be a bald eagle, and it gives you a little bit more information. Now I have more information about my animal, and that's exactly what happens down in the clinic. We're always gaining information. Then we'll go over to the diagnosis, and we will take radiographs or x-rays. We will take blood and take that from a vein. We will do all types of diagnostics to really figure out what's happening with the injured bird. Then we find our case again. And here we're getting a little bit more information about this particular case. Once we're there, then we go over here, time for treatment. Same pattern. We get a general idea of how we do the treatment downstairs, and then we find our particular bird to figure out more information about that. Once that bird has gotten to a particular point in the rehabilitation, now we're going to on the road to recovery. So this is about reconditioning. These birds are Olympic athletes, and we need to make sure that they are ready to go back into the wild. Not just that they're feather perfect and their eyes and their feet work, but we have to make sure that they can fly and do what they're supposed to do in the wild. And then again, we find our case again over here and find out what happened. And then, lucky for us, our birds then get released. So then you get to go through the whole process that we go through down in our rehabilitation clinic. But wait, there's more. Can you tell I like this stuff? I love this stuff. Okay, we also, and again, through generous donation support, we were able to completely renovate our classrooms. So I thought that we would come in and just take a quick look at what the classrooms look like. Oh, Denise. Hi, Denise.
Hi.
Lucky for us, we've stumbled on Denise. Denise is one of our volunteers that volunteers in the education department. We have close to 300 volunteers here at the Raptor Center, and Denise helps out with our education birds or our ambassador birds. Denise, do you want to tell us, oh, this is so exciting.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about who you have?
Sure. This is Artemis, and as you can see, she's a peregrine falcon, so she's one of our education birds. And she is enjoying a piece of quail right now. So you can actually see kind of an interesting natural behavior. She reaches down, takes a bite, stands up and looks around, reaches down, takes a bite, stands up and looks around. And this is what she would do if she were in the wild.
Why is she looking around?
Why is she doing that?
Yeah, why is she doing that?
Well, if you think about it from her perspective, she is eating right now. She's got her back potentially to another bird that might want to come and steal her food, or a larger predator that might want to come and take her. So she's protecting herself.
So you're not going to try to steal her food, though, are you?
Not today. Not
today.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I've got to ask.
I know. The question comes up.
The question comes up. So anything else about peregrines?
Well, a lot of people know them as the fastest animal on the planet. And they really are. Sometimes people will ask me, who's faster, a peregrine or a cheetah? It is the peregrine. I won't tell you how fast they can go. Come visit us here. Come see a program, and we can talk a little more about that or look it up. But they are extremely fast in their signature hunting style, the stoop.
And what is that? What does the stoop mean?
What is the stoop?
What is the stoop?
So when these guys hunt, and right now she's enjoying some bird, when these guys hunt, they go high, high, high up into the sky, and they cruise around looking for dinner, and they're up in the air, so they're looking for other birds. And when they spot their prey, they lock in, they kind of roll their wings back and roll in the sky, and they go into a dive. And they might flap their wings maybe once or twice to sort of get going, but then they are just diving. And what makes them kind of amazing is at the high speeds that they can reach in a dive, going through the air. Meanwhile, their dinner is not just going to sit there and wait for them to be caught. Their dinner is trying to get away. So they are able at that speed to stay focused and to catch their dinner. At the last second, as they get closer to their prey, they pull out of their dive and they extend their feet first You can hear the bones cracking, can't you? They extend their feet first. And I did a tour once for someone who was a fighter pilot, so this was especially interesting. They pull out of that dive, and they can pull about 20 Gs. Human fighter pilot can handle maybe 8 or 9.
And everything on this bird is built for speed, isn't it?
Yes.
Catching those birds out of the air.
Yes, yes, aerodynamically, yes. And in fact, they're part of the inspiration for some of the aircraft design out there, maneuverability, speed in flight.
Yep, the first fighter jets were patterned after watching peregrine falcons fly.
Yep.
So very, very.
They are amazing.
Amazing, amazing animals.
Yes.
She's like, ooh, she's almost done with that.
She is.
Quail. So while she's finishing up,
Sure.
So Denise, I was
Yeah.
thinking about this while you were talking.
Uh-huh.
And we've known each other for a while.
Yeah, we have.
Right. So how long have you volunteered here at the Raptor Center?
I've been here almost exactly 6 years. I've been here about 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
now, if I remember right,
Yeah.
you're not just in the education department. That's my department, right? So
Correct. Yeah.
not just here. So where else do you volunteer?
I'm also a transport and rescue volunteer.
Wow.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's great.
Thank you.
Oh, sure.
By the way,
sure.
thank
It's
you.
very rewarding.
How did you? Well, we can talk about that in a second. But of course, my question comes first, right?
Sure.
So how did you get started at the Raptor Center? How did you get interested in volunteering?
Well, it goes back a little ways. In my elementary school class in 3rd grade, a naturalist came to our class, and they brought a taxidermied bald eagle with them and showed it to our class. Held it up and said to all of these 3rd graders, "This is the bald eagle. This is the symbol of our country. You will never see one in the wild." And it was devastating. Now, this was pre-1970, so before then President Nixon signed the Environmental Protection Act, before DDT was banned, before the Raptor Center was founded. But that stayed with me, and when I finally had the opportunity in life to do something to kind of contribute toward all the effort that went into bringing these guys back, then I wanted to be part of that.
So then how did you find the Raptor Center?
I called. I called the main line, and I said, I'd looked up online, if you're interested in volunteering, call this number. I called, and I inquired about it, talked with our volunteer coordinator, scheduled a time to come in and shadow a crew. I liked it. I pretty much took to it right away, and then I just stayed. And here I am.
And we do have a lot of volunteers that stay for a long time. Yeah, I started as a volunteer too. I don't know if you know that or not.
That's right. Yeah.
And they couldn't get rid of me either, so they
And
finally
you're
hired
still
me.
here, yeah.
They finally said, "Okay, she's staying, so
She's staying,
might as well keep her."
Yeah.
So, any fun stories from volunteering here, whether it's in transport or whether it's in the education department, something that really kind of stands out?
I think the thing that really stands out when I do programs or tours in the education department is when, for example, a parent may come in a little reluctantly because their kid was clamoring to come in. By the end of the program or the end of the tour, they're interested in learning more as well. So that spark was sort of ignited, and I really find that super rewarding. Transport, I would say, when I get a call to go out and rescue an injured bird, first of all, I meet really cool people. They're taking time out of their day to try to help a bird. I also have had a chance to kind of see what goes on in the clinic, and I tell people all the time, if I was an injured raptor, this is where I would want to come. They do amazing work down there, and I've seen some birds come in that quite frankly, didn't look like they had a very good chance. And they are rehabilitated and released into the wild, and that is super rewarding.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's
wow.
great. It's a great gig.
Great gig.
Yep.
If anyone that's watching today is interested in volunteering, certainly on our website you can find information linked to, so you can see what all the job descriptions are, the volunteer job descriptions are, and any place that you may want to volunteer, and then you can put in some information there, and our volunteer coordinator will get back to you.
Yes.
But,
yes.
oh my gosh.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Oh,
you
sure.
so
You're very
much.
welcome.
Yeah.
You're very welcome.
How long did you volunteer here before you were handling some of the ambassador birds?
I was a volunteer for a year, and it's not all glamour. There's cleaning of crates, there's food prep, there's a lot of behind the scenes work that happens. So I was doing that for about a year, getting more familiar with the birds and their body language and just knowledge about their natural history, that kind of thing. And then we go through a handler tryout. So we auditioned for this. So it's a pretty demanding, high-level thing to be able to do. It's an honor to get to do this, and that's the process. So after a year, then you're qualified to audition.
Yeah. So awesome.
Yep.
And you guys both make just phenomenal teachers. Yeah, I mean, we see about 150,000 people a year.
Yeah.
About 20,000 to 25,000 people come here to the Raptor Center to see some of these birds up close and personal. So
yeah, it's a lot of fun to work with the birds, and I learn something new every single time.
yeah, excellent. So cleaning up after them is not so bad.
Not a big deal.
Oh, Denise, thank you so much.
You
for
are very
letting
welcome.
us, kind of interrupt your
absolutely.
Artemis.
Sure.
Much appreciated.
Yeah.
A lot. So. Wow, you guys, there's some of this I was not expecting. You never know what's going to happen on Facebook Live, right? Never going to know. But this is today's Give to the Max Day, like Dr. Ponder was saying earlier. So if you are interested at all in contributing to the Raptor Center and what we do here, this is the information. You can go to our website. There is all kinds of ways to figure it out, how to give us to help us out. If you'd like to volunteer, again, go to our website. You certainly are welcome to call us. Again, thank you so much. Please come and visit us. This is your open invitation, so please come. Again, my name is Gail. Thank you so much for spending some of your day with us. Really appreciate it. Hope you had a good time. Thanks. Bye.